Hello and welcome to Rainy Day Crafting. Okay, another card in my challenge. Hope you're good and thank you very much for joining me. Right, today what I've already done, I've made some with sort of scrap papers, cards and things. Literally used the distressed oxide and done some paper already coloured. Okay, so then I went along and I've already cut out this little gingerbread man with that same colour, which then, because it's quite I tend to put the extra card through so it really sort of cuts it through well. So I do that on the top colour, okay, and then I put some other thinner card or whatever, this is old card, put through, but with not like the extra shim through it, okay? So it cuts it out, but without actually, you know how sometimes to be able to cut the little bits and pieces out, you have to put that extra pressure. Well, this is obviously not so much pressure going through. If I just explain, if I just quickly do this. I'm trying to do it in a different colour because I think I've possibly run out of things. Right, so where I would normally pop some extra cardboard through, actually look, it's already sort of pulled it through there, I did earlier. So all I would literally do, where's my little gingerbread man? I'd pop my card in there. I'll have to cut a piece off that, hold on. Card in, gingerbread down, face down, the other plate on, and basically, oops, straight through. Okay, I try and explain. Can you sort of see? Yes, it's cut it out, but it's not necessarily cut it out all the other little bits. Where if I now show you, like I said, I just potentially just need to do it with another piece of let's do it in a bit of this red. Yeah, basically you'll see what I mean. It's obviously not the colour I was, now using my gingerbread men, but if I then pop that down in there, put my extra bit of cardboard in, and sometimes I even put something else underneath, through it goes. And then it's cut it out, but can you see absolutely every little bit has cut out really well, because this really sort of puts the pressure on. So if ever you have a die, because although I'm doing gingerbread men on this card, any die you've got, just make it your own. But can you see where that, probably the same thickness card, but because I put the extra old scrappy bit of cardboard through with it, this one, it cut all the little bits out, where this one just on its own going through, just with the two plates and obviously the die, that just made the impression as, I mean, they probably would push out. So then what I then went and done, let me just move this out of the way. So here's some I did earlier, my little gingerbread man. There should be about 5 of them. Yep. So if you can imagine, by putting that, I then just got some glue. Oh, do you know what? We could put him, well, I could do him anyway, and I could end up just doing a different colour like that. So what I did, little glue bottle. Little glue, wiggle, 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 pop it on. And then I would, as I always say, pop a block on there to hold that down so it dries really well. So where have the blocks have gone now? Must have moved. Which find out, obviously I'm not using this one anyway, so if I pop that over there with a bit of a block on, that would make it all stick nicely and nice and flat while we're doing. So back to the card in question. But I'm gone back to my cards that I absolutely love, and this is my, the textured card. All right, so which I get from Hobbycraft. I would say 6x6 cards more or less, I think they are. Anyway, so right, put them on one side, all these little bits If you want to then sort of paper piece them back in, you could, or yeah, that's that. So take this card, and when I cut out some rings, you know, if you're using a nestable set of dies, which would be all, say it's the rings, there'll be a load of different rings, and you can just put 2 together, tape it in, and then you get like a nice border. Well, if I use them for whatever, I then keep them because they're always handy, even when I've sort of cut out foam and things. If you need a bit of foam, oh, I might do that there, maybe not. So anyway, so what I've then got is one of these that I had earlier. So what I would have just cut that out, and I've already found the middle of that. How did I do that? I used another one of the other ones, folded it over, so you've literally got your middle. Yeah, I put this, although they weren't exactly the same size, but then I just made sure it's in the right place with it. You know, this is like all the dies, you know, if you were doing them all in different sizes, and literally put a hole through there, which I then have. So I then made sure that was pretty much in the middle, and then made a little hole there. So if I just be careful, because these are pretty sharp. Right, okay. So with this, I've got one of these, I forget what you call them. I don't know how well you can see, but it's, if I try and get my fingernails in there, they open up, yeah. So what I might just do is cut obviously nobody's going to see it, so it doesn't have to be perfect. I would then, I probably would have done that on there, put that in there, and put my hole through. I'd probably put the card on there because I would have done it very, very easily. So then I'll just put that on there. This could have done a different colour, so like a little button. Okay, and then that is literally going, she said, through the card. It's not ever so long, so could have probably got a way of putting a bigger one in there, but hopefully that I could ruin my nails doing this, isn't it? Not that my nails are that good either. So that has opened that there, and basically this would now turn round. All right, don't have to, but it's just an idea of a different card. Okay, so there we have that. So very easily done so far. Now with our gingerbread men, I'm going to try and make sure so they don't come flying off the card. I was thinking, oh, maybe it's only going to be 4. On there. So with a little bit of tape, it's just an unusual, totally made up by me card that I just think is a little bit different. I don't know whether I'll actually get a sentiment to put on there or not. Anyway, where's my sticky? You know what? It's one of the, I'm always mislaying my sticky. I don't like to keep you. Oh, there they are. They're in the right place, but I just mislaid them. So with this, so I cleaned these up on the back of all 4. This is very strong stuff, so you don't need much. Oops. And another one. It's funny, when I worked this out, I thought I needed 5, so I've got a spare, but I can go to another card. Where I was going to put the sentiment in the middle with it. So it's almost like gingerbread men on a roundabout, I suppose, or on a tray. As if, you know, like in the middle of the... I did do a card, if you look back on my other videos, I did do a card actually with these gingerbread men and put them and made like a little bacon sheet. So they sat on there. But if you look back, I can't remember which one. I haven't got my book in here to say, but I could tell exactly because I've labelled all mine as hashtag. This is hashtag 31. So right. So I wanted. One. I don't want to be that they actually. I might have put a little bit too much of this, so it might end up sticking. You know, once by the time it's gone in the envelope, it might have then just stuck. Oh, he's being a little bit the odd one. Look, you can turn them round, no problem. Maybe it can look like that one's flying off the card. Okay, so there we have a fairly quick card. Although I appreciate, you know, a few bits and pieces I looked after earlier, and maybe just a sentiment like this, putting from our house to yours. Okay, you could now, if you wanted to, put a bit more bling on it, etc., if you wanted to, but I quite like it as it is. So I'm going to, so it doesn't get caught under the gingerbread man, I'm going to pop this here. And there we have another card. The fact I've stuck them down, I possibly could have had them come out a little bit more, but if you wanted to, look, this card will turn round. And just to keep it, you could just cut a little something and put over there. Do you know what I'd be tempted to do? Put maybe a little heart on there or something, yeah? Just to sort of cover it up. Did you want anyone to, I don't know if I've got one in here that's suitable. Whether that would actually keep on there well enough. It won't affect that. Let's just get a little tiny bit of my sticky tape. I want a tiny bit of this. Don't need much. I chewed that. You could put a little block in there or something like that, but I just basically, it's not actually that sharp, but just to in the card, which is quite nice, isn't it, looking after it. Anyway, so here we go. Ah, she says. Oh no, it's nothing to do with that. I think because I put the tape on. Yeah, that's so if we do another one, just make sure the tape, I could try and cut them off, but anyway, it does go round. So gingerbread men on a plate. So till tomorrow, thank you very much for joining me. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you.